Hello, my name is Nina Jorgensen, and today I'm going to teach you about nuclear technology, specifically nuclear reactors, how they work, and how they generate electricity. Now, before we can get into the ins and outs of a nuclear reactor, I should probably introduce you to uranium-235 and nuclear fission. Just as a quick refresher, atoms are made of three parts: protons, electrons, and neutrons, where protons and neutrons make up the atomic nucleus, with electrons hovering around on the outside. Fission is a nuclear reaction where a neutron will strike a relatively large atomic nucleus, and that nucleus will split into two or more parts. And when that nucleus splits, it will release energy and some neutrons, and these extra neutrons will strike more nucleuses and, in turn, promote more and more fission reactions. Typically, uranium has 92 protons and 146 neutrons. Sounds pretty big, right? Well, sometimes you can give or take away neutrons to create an isotope, and the most notable difference between an atom and an isotope is the number of neutrons it has, and there's not much else to it. And so, uranium-235, or U-235, is a more easily fissionable isotope, and the reaction is as follows. In fission, U-235 is struck by a neutron and split into two smaller atoms and three neutrons. When these neutrons are released, their motion will create energy, known as kinetic energy. With these concepts in mind, we can dive right into the works of a nuclear reactor. For starters, a containment structure is built around the entire reactor. Then, U-235 is processed into teensy-weensy pellets and put into tubes called fuel rods. A typical nuclear reactor will have hundreds of fuel rods in its core, and these rods will be used for nuclear fission. Control rods are used to absorb excess neutrons. These rods can be put in or pulled out of the reactor's core to speed up or slow down the reaction. If you leave fuel rods by themselves for too long, the neutrons will just keep bouncing around, splitting isotopes and creating more kinetic energy. This energy will become so intense that the rods become crazy hot and melt into puddles of uranium at the bottom of the core, causing a nuclear meltdown. If there's any suspicion of a meltdown, the control rods will be completely inserted, thwarting all traces of nuclear fission and shutting down the entire plant. Anyways, the heat from nuclear fission is used to heat up water in pipes, and these pipes run through another pool of water, heating up this pool to produce steam. And this steam turns a turbine, which spins a generator, which produces electricity. After the steam turns the turbine, it cools down and condenses into liquid water and is pushed back into its pool to be heated up by the pipes again.